A recent post on a subreddit for health anxiety was the question, how do I block the thought of Googling health symptoms? Well, there seemed to be a lot of interest in this question, and I thought I would answer the question here. Although we cannot stop a thought, we do have control over our behaviors. So be sure to listen to the end and hear all 5 tips on how to stop compulsive Googling. Now, while most people understand that Googling health or medical symptoms is not a good idea, they may not understand why. So to explain this, I'm going to first briefly explain the health anxiety cycle and what maintains the cycle. Now, health anxiety acts like OCD in that there is a cycle to the condition. And the cycle begins with the fear trigger. Now, that fear trigger can be almost anything, but typically it's a thought, a bodily sensation, or hearing or seeing something regarding health that concerns you. And you can also experience health anxiety about someone else's health. Now, then following that initial trigger, your anxiety builds. And then here is the important part. You do something to calm that anxiety. This is where it's important to slow down and identify what it is that you do when you feel anxious and want to calm yourself. So to calm oneself, people with health anxiety may start avoiding activities. They may engage in different mental and physical compulsions and safety behaviors. So mental compulsions include things like worrying and ruminating and internally scanning your body. Common physical compulsions for health anxiety include Googling symptoms, physically scanning your body, monitoring or checking your body symptoms with different devices, checking where the local hospitals are if you travel, excessive doctor visits, testing, and seeking reassurance from loved ones. But let's now zero in on that common compulsion of Googling health symptoms. I want you to ask yourself, what do you imagine that you're trying to achieve when you begin to Google your symptoms? If you guessed reassurance, you're partially correct. But there's more. What makes you continue, keep going, keep Googling and searching, going deeper and deeper into all the worst case possibilities? What you're doing there is you're trying to lower your anxiety. You're trying to gain absolute certainty that whatever you're experiencing is not dangerous. You want almost a guarantee, you want certainty that you're just fine. And you probably cannot quite define what it is you need to see to feel that certainty. Is it possible to get absolute certainty about your health? No, it's not possible to get this kind of absolute guarantee or certainty about your health. Every person on the planet must find a way to accept and live with a certain amount of uncertainty surrounding their health. Being hypervigilant about researching and Googling and checking, it's not going to give you this reassurance or certainty that you're looking for. It's only going to make your health anxiety worse. You could be told by 100 of the most qualified doctors on the planet that you're fine and have normal results, and after you return home, it's just a matter of time before you start thinking, oh, but that was then. What about now? So Googling your symptoms may relieve your anxiety in that moment for a short period of time, but in the long term, you are making your health anxiety worse. It's like scratching that poison ivy patch on your leg, and the more you scratch, the more it spreads and the more it itches. Googling symptoms reinforce your health anxiety, teaching your brain that you really must be in danger. You keep searching, and you are inadvertently feeding that health anxiety cycle, training your brain to be even more sensitive to the very symptoms you fear. Now, some people I treat with health anxiety can get stuck in a cycle of Googling health anxiety symptoms or health symptoms in social media forums for hours, and it can become really their main pastime, searching for anything to give them answers and certainty and relief. Now, while some can stop Googling cold turkey, others find it a little bit difficult because the urge and that habit has been going on for some time. So remember that your job is to tolerate the anxiety when you have the urge to do a compulsion like Googling. People enrolled in my health anxiety course have reported decreased anxiety after only a few days of stopping that habit and that urge to excessively Google health symptoms. Here are 5 tips to help you to resist that urge and stop Googling health symptoms. Number 1, write down your health worries and document what you want to Google and why. And sit with that anxiety and that urge to find answers. You may even try answering your own questions in a rational voice. This exercise can move your brain from a seeking mode to more of an acceptance mode of uncertainty that we all must tolerate. Number 2, make a new rule to help keep yourself accountable. Perhaps a rule might be that instead of Googling right away, you can ask someone else to Google something for you and have them summarize the answer. This keeps you from getting hooked into that compulsion. Number 3, delay your Googling. When you notice that urge, set a rule to delay Googling activity for, let's say, 2 hours, and eventually work your way up to 24 hours. You'll find that your ability to tolerate that urge will improve with practice. And number 4, if you're Googling social media sites and forums, ask yourself, what am I looking for? What do I really want? If the answer is reassurance, answer, certainty, something to calm your anxiety, then stop, resist that urge. And number 5, shift your focus in the moment. If you notice that you're on your device, your computer, you're immediately, catch yourself in that act of Googling, use the opportunity to shift your focus. You can use the I am method to help you. Identify that you're seeking reassurance, allow the urge to be there or that angst to be there, just floating in your mind, and then shift your attention in the moment. It helps to have something to shift your attention to and away from that urge to Google those symptoms. Now, I have a link to a health anxiety quiz below, and you can find more resources at pagepradco.com. Until next time, I'll see you in session. Take care. Bye-bye.